Okay, so I forgot to make a intro for this video. It's just pretty much me just in broadcasting class doing a lot of the different positions. Right now, I'm on the camera position. It's not really that interesting. I just kind of stand there for this one because broadcasting camera doesn't actually do that much, really. So, yee, not much to explain here. So I get a small break, but that also means I have to be host next. I'm gonna fail everything. Fine.
Technically, this isn't rehearsal.
Yeah, but I gotta read lines. I made a lot of read lines. This is fine.
You got it.
No, I don't. I'm gonna die.
We got this. We got this.
No, I was on break.
Oh.
This is fine. Everything's fine. I'm not fine, but it's fine.
What if I just start like drawing? From like, get your host one out.
I don't like it. I don't like being
Close
host.
one has the least amount of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I gotta say hello. Hello, I'm Bunny. Welcome to your daily updates covering all you need to know in the entertainment industry.
Welcome back. We're here with Bunny. Tell me, what do you think of Full Sail experience so far?
It's been very helpful to learn about pretty much everything that goes into filmmaking, so I'd...
All right. Well, where do you plans of graduation afterwards?
I'm planning on moving down to Atlanta, so I'm hoping to get a job around there, starting somewhere in some sort of film.
All right. So plan on moving to like Atlanta, Georgia, and then what would you want to do there? Like, what would be your dream job?
My dream job is I'd probably start with camera and then somehow work my way up to director and maybe producer at some point.
All right. And then do you see yourself getting there in maybe like the next 5 years or so, or anything after that?
With how ambitious my dreams are, I'd say it'd probably take me a little bit longer, but I'd be very happy if it happened that soon.
To give me the confidence to perform.
So this job's fairly simple. I control the speed of the words, but it's simple. I just gotta mess with this thing. This one makes it go forward, this one makes it go backward, and this takes it to the top. So it's simple. There's not really much to film here. Cool and all, but very simple. Bye-bye. Again, this is another boring job. It's just paper chip to hit these two, ready, go from there, do that. It's all the CG that stuff pops up on the news. Nice. So this was a little bit more interesting than teleprompter and CG. This is the audio part. Yay, the fun. There's not really that much going on. You pretty much just have to control whether the host mics are on, whether the announcer mic is on, when the commercials music turns on, when the little insert parts say like they inserted a video of what does the fox say, which is something I actually had to do. I turn up the volume on that so you can actually hear it. So that's pretty much what it is. It's not that difficult, but there's not too much going on. Then again, we are at beginner level currently, so there's probably a lot more that goes into it whenever you get to the big parts. There's a lot to it. It's just I'm not totally certain how to explain it. Right here, I'm just doing currently we were just working with having the VTR, which is the commercials, the added inserts, the extra little videos, the extra audio and stuff like that, the announcer, the host, and then I believe the guest, which was the one that we were interviewing, which is what I did previously, which was awful. I'm sorry I've subjected you to that, but it's fine. It's pretty simple. It's just messing with the little knobs, turning on things. I'm sure it gets a lot more difficult when you're out in the real world, and it's so much more than just a few little knobs. But yeah, that's audio. I'm trying to pad out my runtime so I can actually, match up with the video. Yee! So you have to forgive me for the horrible angle on this one. Essentially, this is actually a job that I enjoy. We call it TD. You have to forgive me, I completely forgot what that stands for. But I actually really like this one. This is what makes your live TV seem edited. We switched back and forth from the different cameras. We switch from the cameras that are looking at the hosts to the cameras that are looking at, let's say, someone who's stationed outside looking at the weather. And then we switch from looking at people to looking at the VTR, the commercials and stuff like that. We also have to put up the CG, which is like the little things that appear over the shoulders of the newscasters, or this thing that said that has like the guest's name, stuff like that, or the thing on the sports that has the scores and everything. That's pretty much what TD does. It's very hard for me to explain, but I enjoy it very greatly. That was great English. Didn't realize how much video I still have. You pretty much press another button to switch between cameras. You have to listen exactly to what the director says, or else you can mess up a lot. Besides the director, it might be one of the more important roles of being in broadcasting. News, whatever. It's cool. Yee. I had to add more audio because I wasn't up to the video.
Alright, let's go. Yay, we gotta do the director spot. Cool. Pretty much means I'm gonna be doing this while talking to people. Which I'm about to start doing, so less videoing, more people. Around the 20 seconds. Cam 1 has a little bit of the other host in it. Yeah, that looks good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll VTR and fade sound up. I forgot to do those. Sorry. Ready, cam 4. Open announcer mic. Music under. Cue announcer. Add opening
You're
CG.
watching Full Sail News with your hosts, Pete and Dale.
Dissolve cam 4. Lose CG. Ready, cam 2. Cue host. Open mic.
I'm Sarah. Welcome to your daily update
Sorry.
program, all you need to know in the entertainment industry.
And I'm Dale. We start today
Take
with a
cam
look
3,
at
cam
the battle
right.
between Hollywood
Add
and
OTS
Bollywood.
CG.
For years, they have kept a pretty distinct look to and feel to their respective films. However, recently, the two giants have collided, going head-to-head after the rights of the classic film, Gone with the Wind.
Lose over
The
the
bidding
shoulder.
war started
shoulder
between the
CG,
United States
center
and
cam
GM
3.
Studios and
Ready, full
YRF
screen
of India
CG.
at $50 million, and has already reached over $100 million. And GM argues that it is a classic film.
Dissolve full
showcasing the
screen
heart of the
CG.
American spirit. While YRF agrees with the statement, they argue they could add a
What's
unique
going on
style
with audio?
with Bollywood using a colors, wardrobe, and sets along with their flashy storytelling ability. To attest to their style,
Ready,
YRF
VTR with
has
sound?
offered this clip as a proof of concept.
Roll VTR with sound. Take VTR. Close host mics. Ready, cam 1. Alright. Take cam 1. Cue host. Open mic.
That sure looks interesting. I'd be curious to see more.
Ready,
When you come
VTR
back,
with sound.
we go to the big screen to the small screen. See when you return.
Roll VTR with sound. Take VTR. Close host mics. Ready, cam 1. Frame for OTS. Ready, OTS CG. Alright, take cam 1. Cue host. Open mic. Add OTS
James
CG.
Cameron has decided to make a dream of his into a reality that was spawned back in 1984 by rebooting a live-action version of The Snorks. He'll be pushing the edges of technology.
Ready,
with
cam
his
3,
invention
frame for
utilizing
OTS.
some of the best
Lose OTS CG.
CG artists and minds out there. Catch the Snorks on the Fox next screen.
Another news,
Take cam
the new
3.
Supergirl has decided to forego having a live director and replace it
Add
with
OTS CG.
Gary. The AI has recently learned from the Pixar students that ran its
Lose OTS CG.
and the editor wants to use this information
It's not as interesting either. I just have to do this. Whee! Okay, so floor director is a bit different from the other director. For one, I don't have to say as much. My main job is just to make sure that the host is looking at the camera they're supposed to be. When they have a guest, that's not really very important though, because they're supposed to be looking at the guest and the other way around. I also need to cue the announcer whenever they need to do whatever they need to do. I also need to make sure camera is doing what they gotta do. I'm pretty much there just to make sure that the floor does what the actual director wants to do. So I'm trying to make sure everyone's listening and doing what they're supposed to do. Essentially. It's not as interesting as being the actual director. But that was kind of boring to watch, so I had to cut it. But yeah, that's essentially all I did in this class. There was a few other extra little spots, like shader, but that wasn't touched on in this class. I'm pretty sure it's going to be touched on next time. There's obviously a lot more roles that are a little bit more important. There's lighting, there's other sound stuff. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into this. So this is just what we did in this class. When it was floor director, they had about 4 cameras, though one camera was a bit useless because the camera operator didn't really have to do anything. There was the hosts, which again, if you're working in the film, unless you're actually trying to be the talent, you're not gonna be in that position. But then there was also audio, there's CG, you had to do the teleprompter, there was the playback, which was the part where you played the commercials, and the VTR and all that kind of stuff. There was the TD, the director, but there's a lot more that goes into this stuff than just what I showed in this video. But that's about it. That's all I did for this video. That's all I did for this rotation. I'll say that because there were a few more other rotations, and we still have a whole actual, I put that in quotation marks because it's not actually being aired, show to do, which will be done this Saturday. I doubt I'll be able to record that, but I don't want to anyway. Anyway, I know it was long, some parts were a little bit boring, but this was more of an informative kind of video rather than entertainment. Yeah. Okay. I don't have an actual outro, so bye.